Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandat Pranam Jai Prabhupada. Thank you so much for coming for the Bhagavad-gita class. And we will get started by reading from the Bhagavad-gita, first chapter. And let me bring down the background music so that we can go. Okay, so we will start with, and I was able to start broadcasting on YouTube, so that's good. And let's get going. I'll start sharing the screen with you as soon as I get the first chapter up here and running. So let me know if you're able to see my screen. I'm sharing it with you all.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Perfect. Okay. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, so reading from chapter 1, Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. Text 1, Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjay, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Text 2, Sanjay said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhan went to his teacher and spoke the following words.
Text 3. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad. Text 4. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhim and Arjun, great fighters like Yuyudhana, Virata, and Drupad.
Hare Krishna. There are also great, heroic, powerful fighters like Drashtaketu, Chekitana, Kashi Raja, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, and Shebya. There are the mighty Yodhamanyu and very powerful Uttamaja, the son of Subhadra and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. Hare Krishna.
But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are specially qualified to lead my military force. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwathama, Vikarna, and the sons of Somadatta called Bhurishrava, who are always victorious in battle.
There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science. Our strength is immeasurable, and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhim, is limited.
Text 11. All of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic point of entrance into the phalanx of the army. Then Bhishma, yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I got confused. Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like a roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy.
Text 13. After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells.
Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya, Arjun blew his, the Devadatta, and Bhim, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean task, blew his terrific conch shell called Pondra. King Yudhishthir, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijaya, and Nakul and Sahadev blew the Sughosha and Mani Pushpika. The great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikandi, Drishtadyumna, Virata, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupad, the sons of Draupadi, and others, O kings, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conch shells.
Text 19. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both the sky and the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in the military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. Hare Krishna.
Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra.
Sanjaya said, O descendant of Bharata, having thus been addressed by Arjun, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold Partha, all the Kurus assembled here.
Text 26. There Arjuna could see within the midst of armies of both parties his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers-in-law and well-wishers. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. Hare Krishna.
Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. My whole body is trembling. My heart is standing on end. My bow, Gandiva, is slipping from my hand and my skin is burning.
I am now unable to stand here any longer. I'm forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune. O Krishna, killer of the Keshi demon. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness.
Text 32 to 35. O Govinda, of what avail to us are the kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arid on the battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three words, let alone this earth. What pleasure will be derived from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Sin will overcome.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I keep on grabbing your verses. Sorry, Mataji.
No, it's Mataji. Actually, the first verse were many of them, so
Yeah,
I thought.
go ahead. Yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Hare Krishna.
O Janardhan, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin?
With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vrishni, comes unwanted progeny.
An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performance for offering them food and wanted and water for the entirely stop. Sorry, are entirely stopped. Text 42. By the evil deed of by the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are demonstrated. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Khyati Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Yes, Mataji, I can read.
Yeah.
Text 43. O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplinic succession that those whose family tradition are destroyed dwell always in hell. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts, driven by the desire to enjoy the royal happiness. We are intent on killing our own kinsmen. My Prabhuji will also read.
Ooh, even
Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief.
Hari Bol. So we finished the reading of one chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And which words are we doing today?
I believe it's third. Yeah.
Third, right? Okay. So now before we go deep into it, I just want to let you know that today is Friday and we have a hard stop at 7 o'clock my time. Okay. So we will go there, but I think we still have 12 minutes and that's a good enough time for us to get started, to get going on that. So BG Bhagavad Gita 1.13. Paschyetam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupadaputrena Tava Sishyena Dhimata. Okay, Preeti?
Pashya, behold, etam this, Pandu Putranam, of the sons of Pandu, Acharya, O teacher, Mahatim, great, Chamum, military force, Vyudham, arranged, Drupad Putrena, by the sons of Drupad, Twa, yours, Shishyena, disciple, Dhimata, very intelligent.
Okay, so what is the meaning of what you call Pashya? To see.
See or behold.
In Sanskrit. Give me Sanskrit again.
Pashya.
Pashya. Okay, yeah. All right. And then what would you call a military force?
Chamum.
Okay. And then what will you call this?
Etam.
Etam. Okay. So if you want to say in Sanskrit, behold this military force. Behold this military force. What will you say?
Pashya etam chamum.
Pashya etam chamum. Very good. Okay. And then if you want to say your army, how will you say that?
Tava Chamum.
Tava chamum. If you want to say your teacher?
Tava Acharya.
Tava acharya. Okay. And if you want to say that very intelligent army, what will you say?
Dhimata chamum.
Dhimta chamum. Okay. And if you want to say the intelligent sons of Pandu?
Dhimata
Panduputram.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So if you want to say, look, disciple, look.
Shishena Pashya.
Pasya. Okay, good. Who's going to do the translation now? Varshana Mataji.
Okay. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad.
Go ahead,
Mataji,
Kathy.
should I read?
Yes.
Mataji, can you scroll up?
Yeah, I'm just going to scroll up here. Yeah.
Duryodhana, a great diplomat, wanted to point out the defects of Dronacharya, the great Brahmana commander-in-chief. Dronacharya had some political quarrel with the king Drupad, the father of Draupadi, who was Arjuna's wife. As a result of this quarrel, Drupada performed a great sacrifice, by which he received the benediction of having a son who would be able to kill Dronacharya. Dronacharya knew this perfectly well, and yet, as a liberal Brahmana, he did not hesitate to impart all his military secrets when the son of Drupada, Drishtadyumna, was entrusted to him for military education. Now, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Drishtadyumna took the side of Pandavas, and it was he who was arranged for their military phalanx. After having learned the art of Dronacharya, Duryodhana pointed out this mistake of Dronacharya's so that he might be alert and uncompromising in the fighting. By this, he wanted to point out also that he should not be similarly lenient in the battle against the Pandavas, who were also Dronacharya's affectionate students. Arjuna especially was his most affectionate and brilliant student. Duryodhana also warned that such leniency in the fight would lead to defeat.
Okay, good. A couple of things I wanted to point out, to mention, and that is that when we read, when you start to read, when your turn comes to read, then at that time, just give me a little, like a half a second to scroll the text and put it at the top of the screen. Because what happens is when I'm broadcasting, I have got my big console at the bottom. So a lot of the text gets hidden there, right? So I'll try to push everything to the top, and then it won't take more than a fraction of a second. And then you can start reading. Like it was good when Kathy Madhuri today said that, scroll it up. And then she started reading it like that. Okay. So I did not see a lot of thoughts from you yet, from yours, from our discussion yesterday.
Yes,
Continue to
Mataji.
put them. Yeah, please continue to put them, and you don't have to copy and paste them there. They could just be a simple line. They can be smaller words like that. Okay. All right. So from today's words, points, anybody wants to share?
I like even Dronacharya knew that Drishtadyumna was supposed to kill him, but he still imparted all the secret to him and give him all the education. So that is the power of like the person who is fearless, right? He probably knew that this is for a greater good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt, Mataji, that he was a great teacher, that he did not discriminate between his students, even if he was to kill him.
Yes.
And then in the beginning of the purport, Prabhupada mentions that Duryodhan is a great diplomat. In the previous verse, purport also, he said that Duryodhan was a great politician. So he was kind of dicey in his nature.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's a king. A king is also supposed to do some diplomacy, but then you can see that how the kind of job that you're doing overtakes and your other behavior as well. So what I mean by that is sometimes like kids used to say that, oh, my father is a judge. And so you know how the judges have a hammer? They'll say order, order, order in the court. So they will say that, dad does the same thing at home also. So it's about, how much you bring the profession into other parts of your life as well. Yeah. Yeah. So what was this fight?
Say that again, Ma.
What was this fight that there's some quarrel, right? That is being mentioned.
Oh, so can I summarize quickly and give?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So Dronacharya, when he was a student with Drupad, they both were really good friends, and Dronacharya had, or Drupad had promised Dronacharya that once I become the king, you can come to me for anything and I'll never forget our friendship. But when they grew up, they were really poor. Dronacharya was very, very poor. So his wife, Kripi, she said that please go to your friend king. I have to feed my son Ashwathama with flour and water because we don't have milk. So at least get some cows. I'm not asking you to get a lot of dakshina. Just get a cow so we can feed our son some milk. So then Dronacharya went to Drupad and he reminded him his friendship, but he was in a poor condition. So he felt very, Drupad felt very, very bad that, oh, how can I have a friend like this? So he turned back on his promise and he said, I don't remember any promise like that. And if you beg as a Brahmin, then I will give you anything you want. But just because you're claiming that you're my friend, I'm not going to give you anything. So then he got hurt and he said, okay, I will come back and I will remind you what friendship is about. So that was a quarrel.
And then what happened further?
So then after Dronacharya became the teacher of the Pandavas, as a dakshina, he asked the Pandavas, like, arrest him and bring him to me. And when the Kurus were not successful in arresting the king Drupad, but Arjun and the 5 Pandavas were successful in arresting Drupad. So they brought him to Drona's feet. And then Drona said that, your whole kingdom, entire kingdom is mine, but I'm a good friend, so I will give you half of your kingdom back. I'll only keep half the kingdom. So then he gave him half the kingdom back to Drupad.
And then what did Drupad like it?
No, then that's when, okay, I see what you're saying. So that's when Drupad felt very hurt, and then he was bent on revenge. And then he went ahead and did, like Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, that he performed a great sacrifice, and then he received from the sacrificial fire Drupad, who was destined to kill Dronacharya, and then also came Draupadi.
Yes. Yes. And what was the name of the son? Drishtadimna.
Yeah.
Drishtadimna. Okay, good. So all this is the background. So he's kind of like reminding his teacher that you don't have to do it. And by the way, we were talking about Dronacharya being a Brahmin, and this was broadcast on Facebook. So my sister Vidyavadu, she watched it, the Facebook recording, and she asked me a question, which I thought that I will address it here in the class rather than sending a private message to her, so that more people can benefit from the answer, hopefully. So her question was that Dronacharya was a Brahmin, right? And why did he teach military arts, which is something for a Kshatriya? Why did he do that, right? So Prabhupada then will mention later on in the Bhagavad-gita also, when he will talk about the Varnas, right? So there's Brahman, there's Kshatriya, there's Vaishya, and then there's a Shudra, and that's the hierarchy which is there. So the hierarchy can change from up to down. And what that means is that in certain circumstances, a Brahmana can act as a Kshatriya, right? For the famous example of a Brahman acting as a Kshatriya is Parashuram, right? So he was the son of a Brahmin, Jamdagnya, and but when the time came for him to kill the Kshatriyas, he became a Kshatriya himself with the thing in his hand, and he went about killing. So, but then, and if there is a dire need, then you go and do that, but then you come back and then don't do it. And so if a Brahmin needs to preserve his body, is very, he needs money to maintain and start his family, and maintain his family, and he needs to start doing some other work for a lower, Varna, then it's okay. So a Brahmana can work as a Kshatriya, he can work as a Vaishya, if needed, as a Shudra as well. But it doesn't work. So that's why our Dronacharya needed the money, because he had a family. So he took to this, which was a paying job. And then one more thing I wanted to point out is that before we have to call it a day on this call, is that it doesn't work the other way around. So if you are a Kshatriya, you are not supposed to work like a Brahmin. If you're a Shudra, you should not behave like a Brahmin. If you're a Shudra, you should not behave like a Kshatriya, like that. So that's why in Srimad Bhagavatam, we see that when Kali, the personification of Kali, is there wearing the royal dress, it's like, oh, what is this which is happening? How can a Shudra be there wearing the royal dress? He's behaving like masquerading like a Kshatriya. And that's when Parikshit Maharaj pulls out his sword to go and kill him. And then he surrenders like that. So I just thought, I will mention that for the benefit of those who are in the class, and again, those who will watch the recording again. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Yeah, you're welcome. So it's past 7:00 today, and we'll have to call it today because it's Friday, classes are short. But tomorrow we have, again, it'll have to be a smaller class because being Saturday, or we don't do classes on Saturdays, right? Yeah. Can we do tomorrow? A
Yes,
short,
Yes, Mataji.
6:30 to 7. No, might not be able to do it. We start at 6:30, right? Might not be able to do it because 7:00 the broadcast will start again tomorrow. And I need like 15 minutes at least to set it up. So, well, then we'll meet again on Sunday. That works?
Sounds good.
Works for you?
Sounds
Yes,
good.
Mataji.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, but we'll have Bhakti Vriksha tomorrow, right, Mataji? On Saturday?
Yes, we have, yes. And you will post that, right?
Yes, I will post
Okay,
that.
perfect. Thank you.
5 to 6, right? That works for you still?
Yeah.
Okay.
That works perfectly. Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's no Ramayana reading now, right? So we can go from 5 till whatever midnight or whatever you want. Okay. Vanchikalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Gopremanande Hari.
Hari. So tomorrow we will not have class, no, Mataji?
We won't have class tomorrow, but we'll have but tomorrow we'll have Bhakti Vriksha, which will be early in the morning for you, Varshana Mataji. 5:30 in the morning for you.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
see you.
Kyati Mataji will post. Yeah, if it works for you, that's fine. But we always record it, so you can listen to it later.
Okay.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Then the
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Pranam. Jai Prabhupada. Hari Hari
Jai
Bol.
Shri Krishna.
Okay.